and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna, and for those of you who are new here, welcome. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back. Here on my channel, I do planner and planner related videos with the occasional new release video of items that I've listed to my Etsy shop. And if that is of interest to you, please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you hit that little notification bell, you will always be notified of when I load a new video. And if you could also comment, like, and share, that would be amazing. So I'm hoping this video won't be too long. I know I say that all the time, but I'm truly hoping that it won't be. But we're just going to recap the second paycheck of May, and I'll actually do a monthly overview recap in a separate video. So this is my budget planner. I made this out of components of file folders, some Erin Condren pages, some Happy Planner pages, some discs, and then some divider tabs. And I have a video for that, and I will link that below. And I love the quality of the Erin Condren paper, but I hate the coil system. So that's why I just ripped it out and put it on the disc system. So if you're wondering why it's just not all Happy Planner products. Now, last time I did my paycheck overview, I actually was off by $1. I had done it by memory, and it was actually $41.36 versus $40.36. So I did already update that there. So for my May 20th paycheck, the actual that was left over after my fixed expenses, and I've mentioned before, and I will continue to mention because I don't know where you are in this journey with me. I don't feel comfortable sharing my income, and there are tons of channels on YouTube that do. So if you're looking for full transparency of everything in and out, then I would check out Erin of Oh My Goals, Bold Budgeting. She's a new channel that I've been watching. Love her channel. Terragay Nicole, Cassandra, or The Average Life of Cassandra, Lushan's Lifestyle. There's Real Journal Talk with V. I mean, there's a bunch of planner ladies here, or budget ladies here on YouTube that I watch, and they give full disclosure on everything. So I will link all of their channels below. There's also like the Budgeting Diaries and Budgeting Mama. I mean, there's just a ton of budgeting people that I watch. But for my own purposes, I'll share 90% of it, but just the actual income I make from my full-time job, I don't feel comfortable. So when I say that's what's expected, that's basically what's expected after I pay all of my fixed bills. Now, I'm not really sure why there's this huge variance, but I'm thinking it's because I did try to pare down as much that is automatically charged to me for my Apple account. So I did stop some things, some apps that I had that were just a monthly charge. So that could be the reason why. I'm not really sure. Although this might have been lower because this is basically based off last month's actual. And that might have been lower because I had paid some extra things. So I guess when I start looking at this long term, because it's a work in progress. So from month to month, I can't actually look at totals because I've been changing the way I've been tracking things. I might get a better idea of what the expected is, because my income is exactly the same. It might be varied by like a penny, but otherwise I don't get raises, I don't get bonuses, I don't get overtime. I mean, it's basically the 5th of the month paycheck is always the same, and then the paycheck on the 20th is always the same, although those two never match because on the 20th my monthly bus pass comes out of that. So I basically pay the bus pass through my work, pick it up at my work, and so that paycheck is a little bit lesser than this paycheck because of that. And going forward, I will not include Etsy or other on here because someone could purchase something today, but the payment won't clear my bank account until, 2, 3, 5 days from now. And so I really just want to capture everything that's hitting this bank account, because I actually have 3 accounts, and I think sometimes that's what's making this difficult. I have the bank account where my paycheck goes. I have the bank account that I created for my sinking funds and my savings, but then I also have a bank account tied to my Etsy business, and that's where the Etsy money goes. So for this to be able to line up correctly, going forward, like I said, I'm only going to include things that are hitting this account or coming out of this account, and I think I might be able to account for it better. And then when I do my monthly overview at the end of the month, that's when I'll account for any of my side hustle income, because then I can incorporate all the different budget streams than trying to say, well, Etsy here, but it didn't really hit here. And so yeah, it's just, again, a work in progress. Figuring things out. So for the May 20th paycheck, that's actually what is remaining, or what was remaining. So, and again, until I do the editing, I don't know how bad the lights are glaring on this, but let's get the difference. And that's 1022. No, that's positive, because I expected more and got less, or had less after I paid the bills and the whatnot, and I expected less and got more, so that's a positive. So that's a 0 and that's a 0. So for the expenses, and of course I didn't write down the dates, that came out of this account, again, less my housing, less all of the things I've already taken to account. It's the cash envelopes, and that's going to be for June. And I already have that down here. So for June, it's 4 weeks worth of cash envelopes that I'm funding versus 5 weeks that I funded for May, just because of how May is broken into. And that expected was 200 and the actual was 200. So there's no difference there. And then for sinking funds, and I'm always using the last paycheck of the month to help me for the next month, because of the way that my budget works. I don't have a lot of wiggle room within the month, at least not the way that I've been budgeting. So sinking funds, I actually put quite an odd amount. So I expected to put 100, but the actual I put is 151.23. And then I had an unbudgeted, and I've talked about this before, guys. When I talk and try to think and try to do things, I tend to make a lot of mistakes. And 2, I don't use the Parkour or the Pilot friction pens, the erasable ones, simply because they are heat resistant, which is what makes them easy to erase. But if for any reason, I were to take this out, and I live in Hawaii, so it's super hot here, or the AC were to break or whatever, I lose all of my data unless I stick this in the freezer to get, to combat the heat. So I'm just going to deal with whiteout and a pen, because I don't want to have to worry about that. So that one was $31.06, and I did pick up some groceries. And then it was lesser than I wanted it to be, because I'm trying to do 140 as my snowball, but that just didn't happen this month. I spent a lot of money. But I did pay some. So I did pay $109.81 to my next, because I did pay off a credit card in May. It's June 1st when I'm filming this, and so I'm working on the next credit card to pay that one down. And this is just the snowball additional payment. This does not include the minimum payment, because the minimum payment I paid here. I always pay my credit cards using this check here. And then the snowball payment will come out of basically what's left over here. Now I'm hoping that's going to be more, so it's the minimum payment plus 140, but you know, we're doing what we can. So oh yeah, I expected to pay 140 here. I didn't expect any unbudgeted, so that one truly is a 0. So that's 440. And to be perfectly honest, it doesn't really matter what this column is and what this column is. All that matters is these columns here, the actuals, because that is what should line up with what's in my bank. I do have a free printable available on my blog, and I will link that below. That basically has just a very simplified version of this, because 1 plus 2 minus 3 should give me an overall zero-based budget. And so your income minus your expenses should get you to whatever it is you're shooting for. And so the difference here was 51.23, because that's more, so that's a positive. And I know people use the green and the black and the red pens in conjunction, but I have a hard enough time just figuring this out. I don't need to add colors to it as well. Now this one is a negative because I didn't budget anything, and there was that. And then this one's going to be a negative 140 minus 109.81, because it's less than what I had anticipated doing. 30.19. So that's 10.22. So let's add all of this up. So 200 plus 151.23. And when I do my sinking funds video, I'll tell you why that number is so weird. 3106 plus 109.81 equals 492 and 10 cents. So we want to add up these two. Clear. 4136 plus 470.74 equals 512.10, and 492 512.10 minus 492.10 equals $20. Now I am trying to do a zero-based budget, and I will need to figure out, okay, no, this makes sense. In my account right now, there's $500 because I moved my savings into the cash that I had. I just put it in my bank account, because if for any reason there is a true emergency, I have access to my debit card. I don't have access, if I'm out and about and I need the cash, I don't have access to it until I come home. So I thought it just might be safer for me just to put it in my account. And I did put $480 into that account. And with the 20, that makes $500, which is exactly what's in there right now. So it is a zero-based budget in that this is actually going to go towards bringing up that savings to $500. But yeah, yeah, it's not, yeah. So we'll just put a to be continued with this, because I'm hoping that math adds up when I do my monthly overview. But yes, there's $500 in that account, just because, again, for emergency purposes, you know, if something happens and I need to pay for something, having a bunch of cash in my bedroom is not helpful to me. To be continued. Yeah. All right. So again, I wish I had more money to pay down debt, and this May, I don't know what exactly was going on, but I did buy a lot of things or just get unnecessary things, but you know, it's a work in progress. So, and I am thankful. I know there are people who are having struggles just paying their regular minimums, much less throwing an extra $100. I mean, that's a luxury that could go to groceries for someone, or for something else that's vital to their survival. So, I mean, this is definitely a bonus. I mean, I'm thankful that I have the opportunity. I'm not going as fast on my debt as I'd like, but I mean, I am absolutely aware that there are tons of people who have a lot less than I do. And yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to fill this in. 23 minus 3106 minus 3019. And again, it doesn't really mean anything because it's not lining to anything. I just don't like having that an empty box there. Because again, that minus that does not equal that. 50, 123, 300, 440. We did that math together. So yeah, I'm not sure, because then that means 5210 is the difference between these two. But I guess it doesn't matter what our actual or our expected is, because I can expect to pay $1 million towards my debt. It's the actual that makes a difference, right? I don't know. Just looking at this, because this minus this equals this, but this minus this does not equal this. So you guys know where I'm making the error, then definitely let me know, but I don't see it. Yeah. Anyway, guys, here it is, the second paycheck of May. I will be doing a separate video for my just May budget recap, see how I did. And in that one, I will include any online income, any affiliate income, any Etsy income that I earned in the month of May. So definitely look out for that one. And as always, guys, aloha.